People always say certain events will be the best day of your life, like your sweet 16 or your prom. The best day of my life was one I never even saw coming.
Mia!
No way. I'm not playing for you guys.
Not for us, with us. Come on home. We're playing together.
I've always thought of the cello as a solo instrument.
She has made a career playing a child in an adult's world with starring roles in shows like 30 Rock and movies like Kick-Ass, Hugo, and Carrie.
All right, now actress Chloe Grace Moretz is diving into the world of young adult novels, playing the role of Mia in the movie version of If I Stay.
And we all know how popular these are when they become movies,
for
right?
sure.
So this one's about to launch. Kevin right now is over in Studio B with the 17-year-old star, also the author of the novel, Gail Foreman, with more.
Good morning to you both. It's a pleasure meeting you, Gail. Real quick for our audience, just give them a basic, brief plot line about your book, and now it's being turned into a film. Give us an idea of what the movie's about.
It's about a 17-year-old cellist, Mia, played by Chloe, and she's got this like pretty charmed life. She is sort of possibly going to Juilliard. She's got this gorgeous boyfriend, cool, quirky parents. There's a snow day. She goes out for a drive with her family. There's an accident, and suddenly she is faced with this incredibly grave decision, whether to live or die.
Right, and it's a powerful idea. And I wanted to ask you, Chloe, there's a great scene in the movie where you're talking about the best day of your life, the moment you actually felt like you belonged. So I wanted to ask you, I know it's kind of a loaded question, but is there an equivalent aspect of your life that you felt that same way that happened in your life, and for both of you?
I mean, you know, it's such a hard question because I'm only 17 years old, you know, and I've only experienced so much in my life. But I mean, there's several moments. I mean, I think my most recent moment was probably my mom's birthday, when just having all my brothers together in one setting, and you know, it's 7 of us all together, not including everyone's boyfriends or girlfriends, and I don't know. I think it was just a really nice moment to be with my family and kind of have that atmosphere.
Which I think is what that scene is about. Like, best days are often things you don't see coming, as are worst days. And it's a sort of quiet time with like family and friends that you kind of have some distance from. You're like, oh, that was just a really special day, which is the same for me. It's just these kind of days usually with my family.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about this idea of being an author and giving up your book to become a movie. How involved can you be in a movie? I guess legally, do you have say over the final cut once it comes out? Like, do you get to see it before it's released and make changes at all?
It varies completely. Sometimes you just hand over the book and then you go to the premiere, and other times you are involved. And in this case, I was lucky enough to be involved, and R.J. Cutler, the director, is amazing.
Yeah.
So I trusted him. I knew he was making his own thing, but I got to kind of consult and sort of be in on the process, but all the while understanding that this is its sort of own separate version of the book.
Now, there's an interesting element about your father in the film and how he gave up playing as a musician to raise his children. He has a line where he says, sometimes you make choices in life, but sometimes choices make you. Or sometimes choices make you. I'm wondering, as an actor in this business, what's a movie that you think chose you out of all the movies you've done?
Honestly, I think every movie, in a sense, has chosen me. I think I just work my hardest and hope for the best. I think a movie like this definitely chose me because it just fell into my lap, and I had been saying I really want to do something for the young girls and for me to go see with my friends and me to go see with my mom. And then I fell in love with this story that Gail wrote, and then the script was great. And I think, honestly, the best movies choose you, because I think if you chase something, it's not meant to be.
Right.
You know?
Now, I remember reading a story about Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who played McLovin in Superbad, and how he had to film some of those scenes from Superbad while his mom was on set because he was under 18 years old. Do you still have to do that if you're 17? Like, but is it awkward to be there if your mom's doing that kissing scene or something like that in a movie that's strange?
I mean, you know, I think you just kind of don't have to think about it. Yeah, she's always on set with me, but I think it's you know, it's just acting. So it's unromantic in general. I mean, you guys are just friends, and you're having like kiss in front of 400 like crew members on set. And it's
There
super
was a lot
weird.
of kissing.
Oh, there's a lot of kissing in this movie.
There's a lot of kissing. Now, Gail, as an author, as you sit and watch the movie, what was the hardest scene that didn't make it into the film, that just didn't work in the movie world for you? For fans who read the book, what was the hardest scene to let go?
You know, there were a lot of scenes that sort of didn't make it in just because, and when you see the final cut, it doesn't become hard at all because it just works. And you want what's best for the film, and you understand that translating a book to film, you can't. I think readers think they want it to go exactly page to screen, but they don't. It would ruin it. So when you see the final thing, you're like, oh, that got lost. That wasn't there. But you understand it works better this way. So all you care about is that the movie has the same kind of emotional experience as the book, and it does.
Now, we asked fans to tweet out questions for you guys, and we got a great question. We'll show it on the screen here on the Twitter about, they wanted to ask, did Chloe ask Gail for advice on how to portray a character like Mia in If I Stay? How much advice did you ask from Gail?
You know, a lot of the advice was in the book and what she wrote, you know what I mean? And then when I talked to her, I pretty much just asked her like things, like what's her birthday, you know, what kind of like astrology sign is she and stuff like that. And from there we just kind of built it, because like she was saying earlier, there is only so much you can get from the book, and then there's so much that you have to bring to the character to bring it to life.
Right.
And there's so much as an actor you have to bring to the character to make it your own.
Right.
And to really feel Mia, I had to make up, you know, things like what's her favorite food and what's her favorite color, and you try and think about her past and who she is, and Gail helped me a lot with guiding that.
Yeah.
But I would have been uncomfortable sort of giving her my view of Mia, because the whole point of turning it into a film is that Chloe then gets to interpret the character and create her,
collaboration.
and it's her and it's her creation.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we got to wrap up. I just want to say I loved you in Hugo, loved you in Kick-Ass. I think Hugo is an absolute masterpiece. If you haven't seen any of these movies, definitely check them out. The movie If I Stay opens up in theaters on August 22nd. Thank you so much for joining us in studio today. It's a pleasure. It's always good to see you, by the way.
Yeah,
always
nice
good to
to
see
see
you. All right, back to you guys in studio.
Great, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
She's awesome.
She is.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in. It is now 9:47 on this Wednesday morning. Coming up next, protecting your credit score and climbing out of debt. Credit expert Chris Bridges will join us live with advice for the millions of people who need a lifeline. And this addresses, the issue for a lot of people.
For sure.
We'll be right back.